Hey there, nerds. Jimmy here.
I'm James.
And we're back with a little trailer trash talk. This time we have Planet of the Apes.
So, does this take place after the most recent Planet of the Apes?
Yes, we're past the point of Caesar, several generations.
Okay, so I haven't seen Planet of the Apes. I'm guessing Caesar is literally an allegory for the most well-known Roman Emperor, Caesar.
Caesar is the character that was basically the dominant persona in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, War,
Okay.
the most recent ones.
And again, is it an allegory for the Roman Empire? Okay.
It actually goes back to the original movies.
Oh, that's a good point.
So we're now fully into the Planet of the Apes. Like, this looks like just before the Charlton Heston versions. Because we're hunting humans, we have multiple talking apes. Like, everybody seems to be a talking ape.
And I will say, the visual effects for these always look incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is silly, but the amount of rendering and rigging and animation you have to do to animate an ape on a horse is a lot.
Yeah. Wow.
It just looks good. Now, as I said while we were watching the trailer, I've never seen Planet of the Apes. I know how iconic it gets. I know how massive it has become as a story in a series, but that looks good.
I will say the Matt Reeves trilogy that came out, I was skeptical at first, and then watching those three movies were phenomenal. It might be up there as one of the best trilogies ever created. The last one with Woody Harrelson was just phenomenal. Just the storytelling they were going through really made the originals, which were fun and really poignant with the first one, and then got goofier as they went along, really brought it down to, wow, this is some phenomenal storytelling, and it stayed all in the same sort of universe. Like, they could all tie in together. This one seems to be bridging the gap even more so, in that it really looks like we're getting into the Charlton Heston first Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I thoroughly love movies like this that are willing to take a really dumb concept. Like, really, it's a bunch of monkeys running the planet.
Apes.
That's kind of what. Let me make a joke. That's kind of what really drives the story.
Apes.
If you really look at it from a withdrawn perspective, if somebody were to just say it's a bunch of apes and monkeys and crap running a planet with no humans, it's like
Apes.
It's a dumb concept when you really look at it and think about it. But then you bring it to this level of like pure philosophy, and it's like, why is this so good? And it's just great.
One, it's phenomenal that we saw with Rise that we know the virus, which is scary now because we've actually had a virus with COVID, but we had a virus where the apes were able to thrive and the humans were not, to the original Charlton Heston version of why are the apes in charge? And then obviously the big reveal at the end that we're on Earth, which we didn't realize in the beginning because he was an astronaut.
Those
came back.
Damn dirty apes.
Exactly. So now we basically know the whole story. So we're just filling in bits and pieces. And from what I understand, this story is you have a tribe of apes that are really trying to take over all of apedom. And I have no idea if this is where it's going to go. But with the Charlton Heston version, we have this list of laws, and one of them is ape does not kill ape. And I feel like that's where we're getting to, and that we're getting to Caesar's laws, and that ape does not kill ape. And this is where it comes from.
And we're building the foundation of what we've seen in the original, which is awesome. I find this fascinating because it's basically creating an entire new world history that is, and I love that in movies that really love to play around with something that was a baseline and then give it all sorts of history and flesh it out, and that does it well. You can also see that it's like with the beginning, with the films that come before this, released and chronologically, there's not a lot of like military weaponry or human weaponry in this. So you can definitely tell that the traces of what was our peak of civilization is gone, and it's really the apes finally claiming the planet as their own.
And we see them sort of archaeologically finding something that was definitely human. I'm curious where that goes because we've seen some of that before when they were, I believe, it was San Francisco, and they were trying to turn on a power grid, and that was leading to old technology that was still when it was humans and apes kind of living side by side, but not really as friends. So now it looks like the humans are completely wiped out as far as intelligence, but we have seen something that was once human technology that the apes have found, and I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm very curious to see where this is going to go.
I will say, as a hyper mega nerd ugh, in sciences, now that really makes me wonder how the hell the Statue of Liberty remained on that beach without being covered up or broken or worn down more. Because if you consider the amount of time we've gone in this series from humans falling off basically the face of the planet to apes rising up, that's a long time. So the fact that the Statue of Liberty in this universe is still there, as much as it is not on Ellis Island anymore, but it's still intact, is quite impressive.